Valentine's Day ain't over, guys. DC just came in clutch. Hey guys, this dreadful day is almost over, but Marvel came in clutch and both DC came in clutch, which I didn't expect that unity, but I can appreciate it for the most part. We got 3 new set photos of Joker Folie à Deux coming out later this year, and if I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of funny how this is the one marketing campaign I can get across because last year we got a set photo that showed Joker and Harley side by side, and now we're getting like 3 collaborative different pictures of each other side by side. But in this case, I gotta say, now that we're actually getting like official pictures, now that before the trailer might come out around April, I'm just assuming. Now that we're actually getting to the pictures of this movie, let's take a quick look because I'm conflicted to the point where, okay, what is this movie really? Because they kept going back and forth that it's a musical, and I'm like, okay, so is that going to detract us for some of the stuff we saw in the previous movie, or is this you just saying a musical just because you have Lady Gaga in it? The first pick I can just say of them side by side is almost in the shape of a heart. It's kind of funny because yes, we're seeing Joker back in his getup. He's wearing the red jacket again. Harley's just looking a bit distressed. To me, I feel like this is I'm not. It's nothing. It looks like promotional art, but I feel like this could be later on in the movie once he's out of Arkham Asylum or once she's in full control of him. I don't know what to say this is, but I feel like this is a promotional stunt for right now, but it's not going to be anything. She just looks untrustworthy of him at first because I feel like now that we're going into the whole backstory of Harleen Quinzel, but this version of Harleen, I feel like now we're getting into the more dramatic stuff of her backstory because she was emotionally conflicted enough to be with him. And I feel like in a real world sense that now there are no DC anythings in this universe and it's just real life stories. I feel like this is going to be more of a psychological break where she's just going to go crazy the more and more she interacts with Arthur, or he just gets an attraction from her. Second pick, I can just say, is the first time I feel like we're seeing Joaquin Phoenix without any Joker makeup because I remember a couple years ago where I did that one um first look pic of him just getting shaven and stuff like that on the channel. Link in the description. And I feel like this pic of right now is just him looking across from Harley, across from his cell. Whether or not she's allowed to be there is weird to me because if I remember, Arkham State Hospital was still in development, but they still kept them in like a mental asylum. But I feel like now that we're going into a new direction, I feel like there has to have been some improvements now that the Waynes are gone. There is no way they would actually keep this guy above ground. They would actually put maximum security on Arthur Fleck after what he did in the previous movie. But I feel like this her going in to him one on one, I feel like that's going to be a key thing moving forward in this movie. And I feel like now that let's say she was obsessed with him, and that's just me hypothesizing for right now. Let's say, what if she was obsessed with him? I don't know. Last pick, and this is all I'm gonna say right now for the musical aspect of this movie, because this pick right here of both of them dancing, yes, I can tell this looks like a whole set, like they're on a rooftop. Because if I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is some O review knowledge right now, I did take some pictures on the set of Joker 2 when they were doing it here in New Jersey over in I think it was I can't remember where the area was. I think it was past Bloomfield, somewhere like that. But that's besides the point. I took some pictures on set of Arkham State Hospital, and I saw some behind the scenes footage that showed Arkham Asylum being lit up at night. So I'm like, okay, so possibly he gets out or somebody breaks him out. But in this photo, it looks like they're just dancing on a rooftop. The moon and all the buildings look a bit, the set looks like a set, like it's a musical number or something like that, or it's going to be some big dance number in between this whole thing. But I feel like that's going to be the thing I wanted to know, or at least what do they mean by musical? Because yes, we've had some musicals lately, and if I'm going to be honest with you, I could use a bit less of them if they're not going to promote it because I hate watching movies not knowing what they are or them the studio hiding it from the audience. But I'm like, just say what it is and just take the reins with whether or not you're going to be a musical or not. Just saying. But I gotta say, that looks like a musical number is gonna take place, and hopefully enough, it ends up being good because the one thing I hope this movie doesn't detract from is the actual story in hand because this is supposed to be the Joker story, not a Harley and Joker movie yet. Because now that we're getting the transformation of Harleen Quinzel in this, into Harley Quinn, I feel like there's going to be a lot more reign to actually have her go her own path the same way Arthur Fleck did in the first movie, where he had one bad day. That's the thing. Harley didn't go through a bad day. She went through a manipulation that makes her obsessed with her captor. And I'm not saying he's a captor, but in this sense, he's just psychotic. And if she's crazy enough to go for him, or she has the same diagnostic procedure she had, where he's just psychologically ill. I don't know if they're going to do that aspect with Harley, or if she's just a lonely person and actually gain love and support towards him. Who's to say? All I know is that these pictures look great. Hopefully, we get a trailer by April, just like last time. And I gotta say, this is still one of my top 10 most excited of this year, and I hope this doesn't let me down. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. All my social media is down in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.